Hey, it's Wednesday. That means it's time for another box talk. I know. We're a little bit early here on East Coast time, but it all makes sense because I'm going to be joined by a guest who is not in the States. Oh my gosh, V and K at the same time? What's up, fellas? We got all the letters right now. We got PJ, we got V, we got K, we got me. I'm C, and I'm drinking, about to drink this Cryo Flare. Yeah, I am. Okay. And as I was saying before you guys joined and I got distracted, I'm going to be talking with PJ Fairweather from Don't Fold Press. And because PJ is not in the States, it's like super early for PJ. And so instead of waiting until 9 p.m. when it's 3 a.m., you know what? I can go earlier. Rafael Flores and Carl. What's up, gentlemen? So this is way more than I normally have at 9 p.m. Do y'all like the earlier start time? Is that what this is? Anyway, enjoy the wall real quick as I hydrate. Oh yeah, that's good. I mainly got it because of this guy right here, this spider, and this wild looking axe with the skull. Never seen it before. I haven't seen it since. But here it is. Here we are. Okay, so I have a couple quick updates before I get PJ on. The first update. Number one, I'm getting an email that I'm live. Oh, thanks, email. The first bit of news is AHA has been fulfilled. Nada! And the physical copies have all been mailed out. The digital copies have all been released. The digital creator bundle has been released. Books should start arriving to their new homes tomorrow. Actually, yeah. So, Vaughn, I almost had to send a massive box to you. Sorry, I had to mummify the box because it was bursting at the seams, but you're welcome. But yeah, AHA's out. It's insane that it started, 10 months ago? Right here? Right here. This was the avenue where I dismissively made a comment, and then we got a text conversation going between CH and K, and here we are. The book is in the wild. Carl is already starting to read it. I would love to hear what you think, Carl. That's the other thing. I genuinely want um, to get some feedback. PJ, I will invite you just straight from right here. It'll pop up a thing like that I want to add you to the stream. And so I will get you in right from here. No need to go anywhere or do anything further. This was I'm still working out the pre-scheduled streams things because it every time it goes weird. Last week, 2 weeks ago with Nate Price, same thing happened. I emailed him and then ended up just adding him right here from the stream. So we're figuring it out. You know what I mean? Speaking of Nate Price, I do have two boxes that I want to open because I don't want to keep waiting because one of them I've been waiting over a year for, and it's here. And I get to open it right now. But first, speaking of PJ, speaking of Nate, I just got in the mail yesterday. Nope, damn. I did all that setup with Nate, and it's not even the book that I thought it was. Oh, cool. Well, okay, so it's not a book by Nathan Price, but it is a book from another post-punk over at Pesto Comics. His name is Adriano, and he is just pumping out books. I don't know how he does it, but this is issue 1 and 2 of a book called Snip. There's issue 1, and there is issue 2. Ooh, oh. Anyway, Snip. I'll just do the rest of the stream like this. Snip is about, does that actually work? Snip is a comic, and it is about if you could do anything, get your wish granted, but somebody dies. or you can snip them out of reality. Would you? And what does that mean? I'm probably way butchering that premise. So you should just go to Pesto Comics and buy the book for yourself. And then you can experience it and we can all read it together. Okay, great. I'm just distracted by this box right here. I have been waiting over a year for, and they disappeared for a while. They're great. There goes another book that is never going to be physically fulfilled. And yet here it is. It's called Two Suns. Look at the iridescence on the title. See that spot glass treatment on this hardcover book with painted edges? Ooh, sheesh. That's the kind of stuff that I'm finding myself really into recently. Anyway, there's the back cover. I also have this as a wallpaper on my laptop. So I see this image a lot. It's a whole wide screen thing, but I love the iridescence on the, I don't think I've seen that before. It's like a holographic. Anyway, the colors on this. Oh, get there. Oh yeah. I'm such a Brazos junkie, but like the color palette of all the purples and pinks and teals, just picking random pages. Real excited to have this. This book looks incredible. It's a good looking spine right there. It's from Carlos and Juan. Here are the names. Rocket Ship is the one that put it out. And since this one, I've been getting all of the Rocket Ship campaigns and like notifications. I've been backing all of them because I'm only one person and I don't have all the money. I wish I did because then I'd buy all the comics. Speaking of buying all the comics on Kickstarter, I'm so glad you asked. Because yes, AHA just finished fulfillment. All of the things are out, and except I have 3 packages upstairs. As I look upstairs, I have 3 packages that are sitting on my floor because 3 people didn't fill out their survey. So if you didn't fill out your survey, I need you to fill it out so I can send you books because I don't want to hold on to you paid for them. I don't want to hold on to your books forever. I want you to have them and read them and enjoy them, especially you, Will, because you got all 3 covers. So fill out your survey, man. Anyway, yeah, speaking of Kickstarters, I'm really just, this is going to be a really fun chat, BJ, because I am all over the place already. I finished fulfillment for AHA. Books are out. And because of that, I was able to resubmit my next project coming to Kickstarter. And I was able to get it approved this time, unlike last time, because they're like, you haven't fulfilled AHA yet. I'm like, I'm still waiting on the books from the printer. It was a whole thing, but we're here and it got approved. And Barricade Brigade Chapter 1 is launching this Saturday. Yes, it's July 4th. We're going to be celebrating all sorts of stuff. But as for me and my crew, we're celebrating the launch of not just Barricade Brigade Chapter 1, but also This Comic Kills Fascists 2 with Eric Allred and Brandon Blacksdorf. And so the 2 of them are joining Kay and I, and we're going to be streaming live and doing a live launch party. We start at noon Eastern on Saturday the 4th so that we can have a fun kickoff party and then wrap it and go grill out and watch fireworks and hopefully keep all of our fingers. The Barricade Brigade Chapter 1 is coming. 80 plus pages. It is in pre-launch right now. I've shared the link out several times this week on all of my socials. I'm going to continue doing that and even going on other shows to promote and talk about it because we have rad friends that also podcast. And so getting to hang out with them and talk about Barricade Brigade is going to be the best. Never mind the bug that's flying up here that's distracting me. This is ADHD, people. This is what it looks like right here. But yep, it's gone. Shows. We've got what, 6 booked, but we're looking at several more. I just found another one today that I'm going to reach out to, and so we're trying to fill July with Barricade Brigade coverage, and not just the typical indie comic shows. We're looking to expand our reach and reach new audiences, and that is very intentional because we at CHK might be borderline ridiculous, but we also are intentional. Kay, I will send you the name, but I think Rocket Ship as the like distributor of the book is the one that coordinated all of that stuff. But I'm sure I can find some information on like who printed it or how they printed it and did the spot gloss UV treatment on the cover and the hardcover and the painted slash gilded edges for reasons. Let's get PJ on, shall we? All right, PJ, sending you the invite. And now we wait. Enjoy the wall as I enjoy a drink. This is gonna be fun. PJ's a post-punk and a almost collaborator on AHA. And but life happened, and PJ's got a story series comic called Carrot Can't Sleep, issues 1 and 2, which is on Kickstarter right now. We're going to hear about that. We're going to hear about the campaign, make sure that life has calmed down on his side of the ocean. Yeah, that's how you say that. It's going to be fun, hopefully, if it works. Did you get the, it just shows a little spinny thing for me that says waiting for PJ Alien. Pond. Yeah, other side of the pond. That's the word. What did I say? Lake? That's not right. I shouldn't have said that. It's really hot in Ohio and like ultra muggy. And working in a warehouse, I don't have air conditioning and it's really uncomfortable. And so I'm finding that uh, the heat affects my brain in weird ways. So there's that. How hot is it? It's so freaking hot. It's honestly not even the heat, it's the humidity at like 7,000% that makes it feel much hotter than it is. Like it was only, it was only, I say only, it was 89 in the warehouse today, but it didn't feel like 89 outside because outside it was muggy and stuff too. PJ, I'm going to try sending it to you one more time. But yeah, it's like I have a fan that blows on me, but fans they're only pushing hot air. You know what I mean? So at least I have moving air. But every time we have a drop off or a pickup, I got to open the dock door and then all of the heat and mugginess just creeps in. And it's the worst. And it's only June or July. It's July. It's July. So yeah, the actual outside temperature was 93 with like 89% humidity. So it made it feel like it was 98 or 99 or something stupid. I don't know. Carl in This Comic Kills Fascists, written by Sarah Cook. That's awesome. I think I saw that actually. There's a ton of people in This Comic Kills Fascists. There's
Oh my God,
PJ.
okay, finally. Oh my God, I was having a nightmare. I got like a bunch of pop-ups that were like VPN and it was like this is not available in your country and I'm getting VPNs and shit. Never mind, sorry. It's midnight in the UK and gradually we've become an evil surveillance state that wants to segregate the internet into people who want to give their face to AI. This is not important. Sorry.
I love
Hi, how
it.
are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm killing it. I'm great.
How's the new stomping grounds? How's the digs?
Good, man. I used to live in like a total like just a hole in the ground. But
Mm,
I've moved into a really lovely flat that's like top floor and has carpet bugs and bits of damp everywhere. So like
sweet.
I'm keeping humble, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. That's all we
Yeah.
can do. Just, stay humble, stay happy, all the things.
Yeah.
So what is life for you right now? I was perusing your Instagram. You've got Carrot Can't Sleep actively. I saw that you were going to be in I knew I was going to forget the website. but the teal background with a bunch of other creators that like
Hmm.
uh, you're part of that. Like you've got Don't Fold Press moving forward as well. Like what catch me up? What are all the things that are happening for you?
You know, my immediate instinct is probably only because it's like midnight where I am is to be like, oh, it's hell, oh my God. But no, it's good. So Don't Full Press is still chugging along. We're killing it. Um, we've published a second printing of Something Alien,
Nice.
with this beautiful cover by Ella Wright. We've published Keloid, which is this amazing werewolf horror comic by Frank O'Neill.
Hell
We've
yeah.
also published Tableau Vivant. Where's my sample of that? There it is. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that sexy? This
Ooh.
beautiful comic about a girl who falls in love with a painting. Genuinely gorgeous book. And then, just give time as any to say it, I'm also publishing a comic called Gorbel by an artist called Libby Dreyer Douglas, which is in Segway, that itch.io bundle that
There it is.
me, Eve Greenwood, and Letty Wilson are working on together, which is we've put together all of these like amazing Scottish comic artists into this one bundle. The money is a chunk of it goes towards Palestine aid, and then goes to all of the creators.
Ooh.
With a lot of the creators choosing to throw their chunk into that Palestine aid bundle, a bit of money as well, myself
Yeah.
included. So um, a really great way to like kind of be someone who like is into it's a great way for you to like kind of get like a taste of the Scottish scene while
Mhm.
also supporting a really good cause.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so Don't Fold continues. We've been publishing stuff. We're supporting, I say we as if Don't Fold is not just everyone in this room, which is to say me. Um Yeah, we're supporting Sequential Scotland, which is it was the first one was last year. It's a really amazing comic convention. Uh so I've become really good friends with Faye, who runs Sequential Scotland.
Mm.
And so I'm now supporting Sequential Scotland as Don't Fold Press. Um which is really just like a way to like kind of get Creative Scotland, like the funding arts board, to give them money, just kind of be
Yeah.
like, look at us, we're professional, we have logos, isn't that
Yeah.
cool? um, but no, yeah, and then on top of all that is Carrot Can't Sleep, which I'm kind of here to talk about, which is my comic that I've made because between the whole hecticness of sending emails, I tried to make comics. um, Carrot Can't Sleep is the comic I made for my master's like thesis project.
Mm.
The first issue was. And it's also kind of like the comic that is like closest to me and my soul right now. It is about a art student in Dundee, which if you know Dundee, that's already kind of a horror story. And then she has to deal with monsters and a vampire who wants to seduce her. It's in my opinion, quite good. Very gay. Funny at times. Quite thematically rich, I would hope. So the Kickstarter for that, a reprint of the first issue, which is sold out, and a following issue is live now. We're doing reasonably well. I've got to open another tab. Yeah, we're doing all right. We've got 18 days left to go, and we are around, what are we? 38% of the way there. So I'm pretty hopeful. I feel like we're making good pace.
Yeah.
Um, and then that's also got like some exciting additional things. So Ella Wright, who did this is a genuinely like gorgeous, awe-inspiring cover for Something Alien, is doing a exclusive Carrot Can't Sleep print, which is the background cover for literally every device I have right now. Is that not gorgeous?
Yeah.
Um, and Ron Jargaello, an artist who I really love, who I've become acquainted with recently, is going to be doing a print if we reach a stretch goal. But I'm going to reveal that when we get like to 50%. So if you want to know how much money we need to make, get me to 50% and we can talk.
Yeah.
Um, But Don't Fold is really thriving. I'm really excited for the year ahead. We've got a couple big conventions coming up, including Scarf and Thought Bubble, which is of course like the big one
Yeah,
in the UK. So that this will be my first like Thought Bubble, so I'm quite excited,
nice.
if a little scared. Um,
I'm gonna put this up to shamelessly promote you as you continue on.
um, but yeah, no. So the way it goes is Carrot Can't Sleep is the current Don't Fold project. I'm a little skeptical to promote some of the stuff coming up just because we need to dot some I's and cross some T's.
Sure.
But um, everything that succeeds with Don't Fold feeds into the next success. So Carrot Can't Sleep partially exists because of the success of Something Alien. And whatever comes next uh, will be built off the back of Carrot Can't Sleep. A lot of the money I make off of these projects goes directly back into the business,
Yep.
um, as well as any money I make on other things. I'm kind of neurotically dedicated to Don't Full Press right now. Um, it's so if
I feel like that's the right thing to do though. Like if you're gonna put out comics and publish other people's comics and do the outreach and do the like giving back to Palestine and all of those things, like you can't casually do any of that.
no, I will succeed because I'm crazier than everyone else. It's
Fair.
the only way. Um, but yeah, no, like I've been finding it very fulfilling and exciting, and I've got to do some like really exciting stuff with Don't Fall Press. It sucks because so much of the stuff that like I'm kind of so excited to talk about that I've been like kind of putting together like the past few days.
Yeah.
Um, my lips are sealed. Like I can't say anything until it's like fully tightened. But I think that Don't Fold has already successfully put out some books that I'm really happy to have out there and really happy to have Don't Fold's name on. Um, I think Something Alien is just this like wonderful thing. I'm so proud of it. It's literally like I've had a beautiful baby boy,
Mhm.
and Tableau Vivant and Keloid like getting to put these books out in this like beautiful new rendition under Don't Fold. Like it is exactly what I wanted Don't Fold to be. It is like I want to be someone who can uh kind of descend from the heavens as an angel investor and be like, I love your comic. Let me put this out. And
Yeah.
they've got like a revenue split those books, so every sale goes into the artists. Um, I suppose I will say we are working on getting an online shop ready, so those books
Perfect.
will we're working on it. But I really love the work we've been doing. And then, yeah, I suppose I need to talk about Carrick, don't I?
Yeah.
um, I've been basically doing that a lot. Like basically any spare moment I have is drawing that comic,
Yeah.
or writing, or thumbnailing, or and that book is really near and dear to me because I think it isn't about me, right? Like I deliberately went into this wanting this not to be a book about me because I've made so many about like I so many of my comics I've made are like autobiographical in some regard.
Yeah.
But then I said it in Dundee, and then I made Carrot an art student, and then I made Carrot's tutor in art school, my tutor in art school, and then I made Carrot go, like, she goes to the same bars as me. Like it became autobiographical is the bar, in an interesting way where it kind of I didn't recognize it when I was writing it or coming up with the broad strokes.
Mhm.
But the story is about that person that I recognized I was one day and decided I shouldn't be. Carrot Can't Sleep is like this. It's this narrative about realizing you're the worst guy ever, like just the worst person in the world, and just choosing to change, and that gradual process that happens slowly and then all at once. So Carrot is kind of the worst version of myself, and in that regard, so is Val because the like the vamp chick, Bam. That's the cover, by the way, for the first issue. Um, those two characters are sort of two sides of the same coin, and I think that I find them both interesting to write for different reasons. I think Carrot's interesting to write because it's kind of me musing on myself and all of the people I met in art school who I kind of were like, none of us were very kind to one another for no good reason. And then Val is this completely different thing where I'm writing this character who is, minor spoilers for the first issue and for things in general, but I'm implying, and by confirming that I'm implying it, I'm basically outright saying it, but Val in the book is sort of a riff on Cain from the Bible. Um,
Okay.
and it's this sort of reading of the Cain and Abel story where it's like, how did Cain know Abel was going to die? Because Abel was the first person to ever not get back up.
Yeah.
Um, and sort of like how much punishment does someone have to go through to get rid of the original sin?
Mm.
And is it reasonable to ask them to go through that when, like I have a lot of thoughts on the modern era of the internet where we have a very reactionary way for people making mistakes and we don't give them the space to grow. And when they do seemingly grow, we don't let them. Now, granted, stipulation to that, if you are like a white guy on the internet, you are allowed to grow and change. It's really just for women and anything else. But so Kara Can't Sleep is me sort of musing on that, where it is a story that is largely about forgiveness, and it's also a story about changing who you are purposefully. Um, it's set in Dundee, my hometown. Most people who know Dundee know it from an episode of Succession. Shout out Brian Cox. He's around. And I think we finally got a point as a city where we don't stop him for photographs. We're just like, you're there.
There he is.
Um, but Dundee is a weird city because a lot of people come here for university. And the university now is going for a bunch of cuts, but a lot of people came here traditionally to do university. And, either they stick around for a little bit and then they go, or they go as soon as they're out of university. And I've lived here my whole life. A brief jump to Glasgow, but back. But I feel like this city is weird and sort of, I don't want to use the term because it's so overused in like the modern dialect, but liminal. It's like a liminal space because you're
Yeah.
going from your young adulthood into your adulthood. Um, and so the setting of Carrot Can't Sleep is like really important to me. So like Carrot lives in Dundee, but she also frequents Dundee spots. And I'm gonna bring up some pages that I'm still drawing, which is not something I've done on other podcasts. So, exclusive. Whoa. If my iPad is gonna like actually react to my fingers. I've got no pulse right now, apparently. There we go. But Carrot, she lives in Dundee and she goes to like places I go to. That's not
Okay.
viewable at all. Let me try and turn that brightness down a little. Um, 2 seconds. I'm having minor technical difficulties with the fucking device. Put a little fucking mat thing on it. Whoa. Anyway, point is, because Carrot lives in Dundee, it does become somewhat autobiographical, but I think that by placing it in this like distinctive setting, all of these places that like I see on the regular, this entire issue is set mostly at a gay bar that is literally a stone's throw from where I'm currently sitting.
That's awesome.
I could throw a rock and hit it. Um, and so like I think that having it set in a distinctive place that I live in and that I've seen and that I'm very accustomed to, it kind of does give it this kind of like very grounded flavor for a lot of the high concept stuff that happens and a lot of like the very off the wall kind of humor I try for.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, I've just been talking nonstop. I'm so
You're
sorry.
good. No, this is, I mean, you're hitting all the things that I would have been asking you anyway. So,
Like I
but
said, it's midnight where I am, so like
yeah.
I'm hitting like a sort of second wind right now. I'm a bit loony.
I do think, with the familiarity and using, the bar that's right across the street, the like very quirky, specific details of that place, And
Hmm.
those are the things that give comics or any fictitious setting breath and life. Is like having, it's not just a four wall, there's a bar, there's drinks, there's tables, there's chairs. It's like, no, but they've
Hmm.
got, there's that balloon that's stuck in the rafters that's been there for 4 years from, the first anniversary party, and it's never come down.
Yeah.
And like those details are the ones that as a reader I am always looking for, to be like, why is there a balloon in the rafters? Like what why is there a raccoon tail hanging from that one specific tap that never pours any beer? Like, what the hell's going on with that? It's just the random things that some artists don't even think about. They're just like, oh yeah, no,
Hmm.
there needs to be a raccoon tail there. Like, of course there does. And I'm just like, but why? And so to have those things, I think it's almost impossible to not include, or for it not to almost become that autobiographical story that you're talking about, because you're living it. Like this,
Hmm.
it's hard to not write what you know.
It is that really, because it's like I walk past these places day to day, and like a lot of the places that Carrot has like these sort of major moments in as a character are also places where like I could point to that, like I could be like, oh yeah, no, I've had like a sloppy makeout sesh there when I was like 20. Like
Yeah.
it is this sort of autobiographical element that is like Carrot is this like sort of slob, like this really messy person, and I am that messy person, or at least I was. And so putting her in places where I have been messy, I think it adds a level of authenticity. And for me, it's really important that the work I do feels lived in. Um, and I think that like there's a lot of artists who I really like their figure work, but their background work doesn't tie into it. It doesn't feel like
Mm.
they connect. And so as an artist, like I've really like over the course of making Carrot fallen in love with the process of drawing backgrounds. I think
Yeah.
that you get so much character from backgrounds. And it's cliche to say that like the backgrounds are a character, but they really are.
Yeah.
And Dundee is like that special to me because I hate this city, but I love this city, you know? Like
Yep.
I'm a coastal town. I get to walk by the water and see like the sunset and the golden hour, and like I live very high up. I'm looking over at a rooftop just over there where there's a bunch of baby seagulls growing up that I've like been watching go. I was
That's
on
awesome.
Escape the Mojoverse, another podcast,
Yeah.
a couple days ago. And then once we finished that podcast, they were like, "We've heard the seagulls the whole time, by the way." And I was like, "Oh no." But I think that like yeah, it really is something that I think is quite special. And Dundee is special. Like there's nowhere else in Dundee where you have the characters that we have. Like if you live in Dundee, you know who Fast Eddie is. And that's like a name, man. That's like it's wild. And
Yeah.
there's a guy who has a peg leg and a parrot. I'm not joking. And they
No
go on the
way.
same bus. These guys get on the same bus as me when I'm going home. Like and last time I was on, Fast Eddie plays the harmonica, of course he does. He's playing the
Yep.
harmonica, and the fucking other one singing the Flintstones theme, and it's bizarre, but it's this like living in Dundee fills you with this profound feeling that you are living a life. Like you
Mm.
can't be here and not think like, whoa, we're all connected, we're all hanging out here, you
Yeah.
know? And I want to kind of translate that to Carrot Can't Sleep. I want that grimy beauty to be part of that story. Um, and I'm really excited to tell the story that Carrot Can't Sleep is. I think it's my most thoughtful work. I think um, it's me my most funny. It's me my most interesting. It's me on my shit. Um, and so yeah, like I do think that you're totally right. Like it is like having those places that are real that I can draw from and be like, this is the authenticity of the place.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a beauty to making up worlds and making stuff up. But at the same time, I think for the story that Carrot Can't Sleep is, where it is partially like a slice of life and partially horror and partially, this and this, I think grounding it in a very real, genuinely real setting is like something I think really works for the narrative.
Yeah. I do love that idea of taking the horror elements and the like fantastical elements and grounding them in somewhere like Dundee where it's a very real place and people can read, I'm
Mhm.
assuming they'd be able to look at the comic and then go to Dundee and be like, oh yeah, yep, here they are.
Yeah,
This is the, yep, nailed it. That's
I did um, a launch event at my local comic shop called Lost Galaxy. I drew like a little print
that's awesome.
of Carrie at Lost Galaxy. But I was walking up to this with I have a giant cardboard, like a giant wooden MDF cutout of the jackalope from the book. I was walking up to that
Okay.
uh, opening thing that I was doing with the jackalope in arm, getting many, many funny looks, but it's fine. You know, it's good. It's advertisement.
Right.
Um, and I realized a lot of like all the spots that are in the book, like Carrot's Flat is there, and I walk past it when I'm on my way up, and the place where the finale with a big monster takes place in the first issue is right there. And then you keep on walking and you see where Carrot goes to school and the bar that Carrot goes to. And so I was kind of like, a lot of the people who are coming to this launch event are gonna be like, oh shit, like the whole comic is set on this strip.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that kind of having each issue take place in sort of like a small part of Dundee, it kind of builds out this world in a way that
Mm.
feels quite natural and interesting to me. Um, and you know, like I took a bunch of photos of all of the places that the issue is set in for my social media. So at some point I will be putting up like
That's
a
cool.
comparison thing. But I like to think of Carrot as a comic book shot on location, you know? Like
Yeah. Okay.
I location scout. I go find places. Sometimes the places that I have written down as like the setting for Carrot close. Like there's this
Mhm.
we had this like shopping center that had not been active for years called the Killer Center. And it was scary as fuck in there. Like it was the back rooms. And there was going to be an issue of Carrot Can't Sleep set in the Keeler Center, and Carrot stuck in the Keeler Center, but I'm rethinking that because the Keeler Center's closed. And so I'm kind of like, you know, it's that interesting thing of like, not only is the story dependent on the fact that like I love my town, my city, Dundee, and um I think that it's interesting that I get to like watch it grow and change. The
Mm.
story also grows and changes based on what the city feels like and what it's
Yeah.
saying to me at the moment. And I think that it builds an interesting dialogue between the characters and what they're feeling and the city and then what I'm feeling. It all like reflects off of one another.
Yeah.
Um, and I find it really engaging and exciting as an artist.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited to draw because after doing all of the stuff for Don't Fold's businessy stuff,
Yeah.
um, it's really nice to be able to sit down and make the comics, you know?
Yep.
It's yeah, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's Kay and I were just talking about this today because we were so focused on AHA for the last
Hmm.
really like 3 months heavy that now that we've all the fulfillment's done, the creators have been paid, all the things are out into the world and on their way. Now we're like, oh, we're launching Barricade Brigade on Saturday. What are we doing with that? Like we've had the script done. He had started the art before AHA picked up. And now it's just kind of nice to go like that's our flagship series. So that
Hmm.
is the one that feels most comfortable. Like it's the first one we did together. And so getting back into that mindset again of like, cool, I get to play with hot watermelon again. Like I get to do the, think of different band merch and festival merch because they go to a big music festival this issue. And like those things are now suddenly like, extra fun because I've spent
Hmm.
so much time with like updating social media, updating the campaign, promoting the campaign, doing the thing, like coordinating with the creators, all of the logistical stuff that I
Hmm.
don't mind. It's just, it's not the creative aspect that is like fun to play in the sandbox. It's just building the sandbox and filling it with sand. So
Yeah.
there is something for sure to be said about stepping back into like that creative space to just have fun.
Hmm. You know, I find it is kind of up and down, just like it's an absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
I have this like neurosis in me that if I don't make art, I feel crazy. Like
Mm,
I know that I have to be a I have to be a comics publisher and do all of this stuff that I'm doing. Because I need to be successful in comics. Not because I want like money or acclaim. God knows I wouldn't be doing that if I wouldn't be doing comics if that was the goal.
yeah,
Um, it's because like I have to create or I go crazy. Like I don't have a choice. I'm built for this.
yeah,
I'm I'm built wrong and insane in the head, but I am built to make art. And I mean, again, that's also kind of tonally part of what goes into Carrot Can't Sleep.
yeah,
It is it's not autobiographical, but it kind of is. And like it is this like the more I spend time on making other people's art come to life, the more I get an appreciation for my own art because I see how hard it is for everyone, and I recognize that I also work that hard. And I
mhm,
think like, isn't it wonderful that these things exist at all? You know?
yeah,
Um, and to get kind of like spacey with it, like each and every comic that comes out is a fucking miracle. Like the
yeah,
amount of
yeah,
time it takes to even just like do one part of this process. And like Carrot Can't Sleep's a book that I letter, I edit, I color, I draw, I pencil, I ink. It's a book that is a lot like it is an entire piece of me.
yeah.
Um, and the only thing that like I don't do in that book that someone else does is proofread because my spelling's terrible. Like that was an unexpected expense when I was putting together something alien was the
Mm,
oh I need to hire a proofreader. Okay, right.
yeah,
So that's baked into budgets these days. Um, but yeah, it's this like I am really excited about making the comic because it is kind of like when I'm doing other things, like my I'm lurching towards this. Um, and Carrot's interesting as a project to me right now because it's the first ever. So Carrot was sort of envisioned as like a graphic novel, at
okay,
first, and then I kind of changed the structure of it to be a episodic, sort of serialized, ongoing.
yeah,
And I think I've kind of settled on 6 issues as the whole story.
okay,
Um, so it's going to be a little bit of a mini series. And prior to what I've done, like prior to this, like a lot of my work is in anthologies, and I did a series when I was like much younger. But Carrot is, to my mind, going to be the first comic book series I do from beginning to end and finish. And the
mm,
goal is to get those first six issues out. I'm working on getting Don't Fold into the direct market, re-release those 6 issues for the direct market, and then a trade paperback. Um, which is very, very fucking, it's forward thinking, but
yeah.
um, it's the PJ master plan.
There you go.
But I think that what really fuels me is the fact that like um I do all of these cons in person, right? Um and there are people who come up and they are like, where is the next issue? And when can I read the next issue? Like what's gonna happen next? And I had a lot of those people at Decon, which is a convention I went to as Don't Fold, and I sold out of books. I had nothing left to sell. I had to pack up early.
That's awesome.
Um and so I think like I think there is an audience for this book. Um, I am struggling because a lot of those audiences, like a lot of that audience knows me from the con scene, but they don't like follow me on social media. So I'm promoting the book and it's like I know they're out there. I know that
Yeah,
they're around, but I don't have a convention until after this thing is over.
yeah,
So I'm now like, well, I need to convince new people to love this book. And to be
yep,
honest, like I hope that a fraction of my love of this book kind of wears off on people and they also, see what I love in it. Um, but getting to interact with like my audience in person really is something that's like beautiful to me. And they talk to me about my characters like they're living people, and that's everything I've ever wanted, you know? Like
yeah,
that is like I don't know. I'm someone who, when I was younger, like doing work in the sensory life on the spectrum anthology, like that book got nominated for a Ringo and an Eisner. And that is, to be perfectly honest, like that was the dream. And I was like, okay, well, I've just achieved my life's goal. What the fuck now? Like, what do I do now? And I did
Yeah,
it completely on accident with work that I didn't even think that was that like that good. I was held up by like a great production. And so now I'm kind of like, well, what's my next life's goal? Like mission accomplished, what's next?
yeah.
And I think that it is just very simply like I want to make comics that make me proud, and I want to put out comics that make me proud.
Mm,
And I want to put out work that I think is challenging and rises to the moment, and I think that's interesting and something that's there for you when you're down.
yeah.
And Carrot Can't Sleep is this comic that I think is a little bit challenging, but it's still fun and it's digestible. And I think that it's also kind of it gets a bit heady, and I like that. Like I like that this sort of disarming, very cartoonish art style that I have, the characters then are talking about predetermination in a way that I hope is quite grounded and sort of just
Mhm.
like the conversation you might have in a bar.
Yeah,
And it's also gay as hell. Um, Val's blowing smoke into Carrot's mouth, like in that one scene in The Worst Person in the World. It's like it's something that I don't know, like it is self-indulgent. I won't pretend Carrot Can't Sleep isn't self-indulgent,
sure.
but I think it's self-indulgent in a way that I think I'm giving myself the indulgences that I would love to give others, um,
Mm,
and that I have given others. Like I'll talk briefly about Gorbel, which is a comic I'm putting out for Don't Full Press, and it's about uh, a Discord moderator in a Scottish border town who becomes obsessed with like violent videos and sort of
mm,
then, for a twist of fate, is in a violent video. And that's a really challenging book. Like the art in it is gorgeous. It's very cartoony and surrealistic and loose, but it is also gruesome and
yeah.
difficult. And it's a book that I think a lot of publishers in my like area would be a little bit scared to publish because it is kind of a book that says like definitively like we're not doing kid shit, which locks you out of a lot of opportunities. I have plans to be able to do everything I want. Like I'll say it here because it is a plan. It's in motion, but Don't Fold's meant to have another imprint, which is going to be called Dog Ear by Don't Fold Press, and that's going to be my younger readers imprint.
Okay.
But Orbital is sort of like me pushing like the black label Don't Fold stuff. Um, and I think that it is a story that kind of needs to be told now because I think that there is something deeply sad about the internet incel, and at the same time, it is also like you are a victim of your own creation, you
Yeah.
know? And Gorbel, I think, shows sympathy where sympathy is due, and at the same time, um, is this book that is challenging because it refuses to like take the bite out of the situation.
Mm,
Um, I think it's incredible. That one's coming out. It should be ready quite soon. We're sort of dotting I's, crossing T's, getting pull quotes and whatnot. Um, so yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. Again, Don't Fold's website's coming live soon, and it's gonna have like an online store, and hopefully I'll be able to ship to the States. But the
yeah.
best way to get the Don't Fold books is to back them on Kickstarter as they come out. That's the best way to get them to the States. The pricing is gonna be better in that regards. Um, which again, Carrot Can't Sleep live now on Kickstarter. Whoa.
Da-da-da-da.
Whoa, it's the
My
book. Whoa.
my super high tech cardboard notes. I do. I love though that you like. It seems like you've always got multiple pots in the fire or whatever, cakes in the oven. I don't know what the saying is, but it always seems like you're doing a lot of things. How do you pull that off?
Um, when I was, I believe, I would have been like 5 or 6 years old. We as a family had £50 in our bank account, and my mom was like, "Okay, well, I've got kids to feed. I'm gonna start a cake business." And this is during like the recession. Just had to
Mm,
sell our house, and then my mom made the cake business like an empire in Scotland that well, not an empire, but like we were really popular in Dundee, and then we got invited to like London Fashion Week and stuff, as like a cake business. And then that went south. That totally blew up. And then my mom started a cleaning company, and then that blew up because businesses tend to blow up. And now my mom runs two restaurants, and
Jeez.
like at the end of the day, like I do think that the reason that I'm able to do as much as I do is because in my head I'm like, well, I'm my mother's child. Like I
Yeah.
think that um I find that I I hate being overwhelmed, but I love being overwhelmed. Like I love being crazy and
Mm.
having uh that like neurosis, and I love feeling like I'm gonna take over the world. I feel a lot of the time like an evil mastermind, and occasionally I let that slip and I say like, "Oh, I don't want to owe you a favor," and weird mafioso stuff like that. Like I talk like Doctor Doom at times.
Perfect.
It's wrong. I'm working on it. I don't mean to be Machiavellian. It's just I plan. But I think that I've learned from the best. I think I'm good at networking because I've seen my mom and my dad do it, and I'm good at poking holes in plans to fix it because that's how my dad worked when my mom was coming up with the grand scale plans. And so, like I spin plates, I do a lot because to my mind, if you want to succeed and you don't have like if you're not coming from a area in which you're already going to succeed, like I said earlier, you have to be crazier than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like I have to do all of this stuff because if I don't, no one else will. And I
Mm.
think that um I because like I say I'm doing all this. I'm also running a magazine called The Bleeds 4 times a year. We've just finished up like the submissions. We were going for all the submissions this for this season. And then, like I take people's written submissions and I design pages for that. And then we send that out to print and we sell those copies as well. Like I have at any given moment a minimum of 4 projects going.
That's
And
crazy.
then not to mention I have a day job, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's it's sort of this thing where um I have a vision of what the Scottish comic scene can be because
Mhm.
I know we have the talent, but I don't think we have the infrastructure. And I think that there's ways to build that infrastructure, but we are fighting a losing battle because there are I will no, you know what, I can talk. There's companies like 2000 AD, like Rebellion, who and the Beano, they're not gonna see this, who
Right.
they want to have the UK comics market be kind of dependent on IP, and they
Mhm.
want it to be so that if someone like they've pushed to the government like we should have funding in the UK comic scene because oh my God, like comics make IP that is used for movie and can be used for AI data sets, right?
Yeah.
And that's in this white paper they published. And so we as artists who actually want something good to happen, we need to work harder than them. We need to be smarter and we need to think of ways to outplay them and make this a like a publishing industry that works for us more than it works for them.
Mm.
And I say that as a publisher myself, but to be perfectly honest, like the way that Don't Fold runs right now is it's enough to keep it afloat, but for like the day-to-day printing stuff. So stuff like Keloid and Tableau Vivant, like again, revenue split. Those books kind of pay for themselves, but they don't make me money. And so the Kickstarters are what makes me money that I can then feed into Don't Fold again. So, when you're backing Carrot Can't Sleep, you're backing Don't Fold as a production. Um, it is like we have so much less resources, so we need to play the game smarter.
Mm.
And, like a huge inspiration for me as Don't Fold Press was Quindry Press, who put out some like just genuinely incredible books, like books that really like were foundational to me. Um, and I've been really lucky to become friends with a lot of those people who did that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that that went down this year, and it's gone. Like that doesn't diminish the fact that those people, like Eve Greenwood and Aspire and Greenwood, like they made really incredible books, and I love them, and that work stays. Like the work that they've helped people create
Yeah.
stays. It doesn't go away. They're doing like this. They're still selling books at conventions and stuff, getting rid of the stock. To me, that's a victory lap. You know,
Yeah.
um, and at the same time, I think like the place that we are as like a industry, not even an industry. It's not an industry in the UK. We need to build a world where something like Quindry Press can be successful enough that like it doesn't need to close.
Yeah.
And so Don't Fold is as much like a funny print joke as it is a mission statement. We don't want to fold.
Yeah.
Like the plan is to keep going. Um, and it is built to be something that sort of wakes up and hibernates, like Don't Fold is meant to have off seasons when I'm not doing so much on it. Granted, it seems more and more like Don't Fold, don't stop, ever. Um, but I do think that I don't even remember what the question you asked me. It's just again, I'm crazy. It's midnight. Okay,
Yeah. Well, at this point, it's almost 1 a.m. So,
yeah, I got work tomorrow.
well, I will make sure, as a nice segue here, I'll make sure that I include the Kickstarter link for Carrot Can't Sleep in the description when this gets reposted to all of the places. Where do people find, like, what social media is your, this is where the best place to find me?
I think I'm most active on Instagram right now, at PJalien, PEEJ Alien, and at Don't Fold Press. I'm on Blue Sky. I try to be more on Blue Sky, but Blue Sky stresses me out. Um,
It's a
I'm
lot.
on Tumblr. You can find me on Tumblr. It's PJalien everywhere. It's Don't Fold Press everywhere. Um, Come find me. But yeah, no, like uh yeah, I think that's the best places to find me. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'll include, I'm writing a note to myself as my camera shakes because my table is 80 years old. uh, Perfect. I'll make sure to include those in the description as well. Know that you have plenty of people stateside that are cheering for you and rooting you on and pulling for you because you're doing the work to set the ground, like you're putting the bricks down so that others can walk on the sidewalks that you're paving. And as much of an uphill battle as that can be, like someone with your energy and who gives a shit about what you're publishing and creating, like those are the sweet spot combinations that find success lasting, that doesn't fold. So like keep on keeping
So
on.
you're gonna make me blush. Like to that respect, the Scottish Comics bundle for Palestine, I is something I'm really passionate about. And it, again, there are so many great creators in Scotland, and I do think that that's like a good entry point to read some of the books that I think are really kind of like excellent examples of us.
Yeah. Is that the itch.io
Yeah,
thing or
that's
is
the
that
itch.io one,
okay?
and that's going live
Perfect.
pretty soon. When is that going live? I'm checking in another tab. July 6th. So,
Okay.
uh end of the week. I should know that by heart.
Yeah. You got stuff going on, PJ. I don't know if you know this, but you have things happening over there.
Nah, dude, I got like loads of time. I'm a free agent. I'm doing nothing all the time. I'm just hanging out. Um, I'm doing what I love.
Yeah. That's the thing, is it's hard to not go just headfirst into chasing after creating, making comics, telling stories, making art, boosting other artists, like trying to establish a healthy community. It's hard not to just jump headfirst and go to 11 on all of those things because similarly, like your day job is the day job. And like that's a means to an end, but it's what I do after work that gives me excitement. Like I'm gonna be up until past midnight myself because this type of conversation energizes me. So like
Hmm.
now I'm like, I'm gonna take over everything. And like that's the point. Like everybody should have a thing that energizes them like that. That it is you have to set healthy boundaries for yourself of okay, well if it gets to be 2 a.m. I have to go to bed regardless of where I'm at. And that's just a rule that I've had to make because there's nights that I'm going strong at 2 a.m. And I, just actually, what was that, Sunday? I think it was Monday night. I was fulfilling the rest of the physical books for AHA and I lost time, right? Like my wife went to bed at
Hmm.
11:30 and then I went back to packing and labeling and working on the spreadsheet in the proper format and all the stuff. And I was doing all of that and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting kind of tired. What time is it? Oh my god, it's 3:30." And I just had to stop where I was. Literally just got up, brushed my teeth and went to bed.
I when I was fulfilling something alien, I ended up. This is a whole tangent. I'll try and keep it condensed, but I ended up like my landlords kicked us out because our toilet was
Ooh,
leaking into the flat underneath us. So over the Christmas period, I didn't have a house. I didn't have a flat. So they put us in this temporary flat that was like this even worse shithole. And I'm still fulfilling all the copies of Something Alien and all of the wraparound covers that I had. I had done by a printer and then cut by hand with I didn't have a guillotine, so I was using a metal ruler and a knife.
oh
And like
yeah.
I literally time traveled it was like like 1 p.m. and then suddenly it was 1 a.m. and I was like, what? And it's like it was like I was abducted by an alien and just I lost the time. I was just plunked back. But
Yep.
it is like you do get like when you're an artist, when you're creative, you get this like it comes out, you know? It's like you can't stop. You have to create.
Yeah.
Um you can't fold. You gotta bluff your way through it.
There it is. That's how you do it. You
Tough
don't
job.
fold, PJ. I'm gonna let you go to bed so that you're a human at work tomorrow. So
I know.
thank you
Oh my
for
gosh.
staying up. And just as always, like sharing your passion and excitement because it gives me a jolt. So I appreciate you. It's always good talking to you. I know at
Yeah.
least you picked up one backer because Vaughn is an incredible human and always likes to support creators. So but yeah, I'll be watching closely. I'll be sharing the link everywhere. I know it's July 1st, but I've already blown my July budget for Kickstarters because a lot of comics are coming out this month, and it's stupid how like just the level of creative talent that's out there. Um,
It's a good
but
year for comics, as it usually is.
as it usually is, despite what mainstream and haters might say, comics are dying. It's never been a better time to read, make, enjoy, collect. It's like we're living in what did Cullen Bunn say? He said this is the iron age of comics
I like
because
that.
like we comics now are forged on the shoulders of what came before and
Hmm.
we have to work so damn hard to make them that we're going through the forges too and so we're coming out as strong as iron and I was like oh man that's good like I like that I'm gonna take that
We we are building the metaphorical suit in the cave with a box of scraps.
Yep,
We are, you know, we're walking on the pathways that we're sitting in the shade of trees others have planted before us,
yep,
and at the same time, like got to keep building the garden.
yeah, of
But yeah, no, like it's always a pleasure. It's thank you for having me and
course,
engaging with my late night neurosis.
for sure.
Uh, this has been great. This has been really fun.
Awesome. Well, I will be in touch. I'm sure. And for everybody else that tuned in, this is like quadruple my normal numbers. So thanks for being here and hanging out. I hope that you also go and back Carrot Can't Sleep. There's 18 days left. on Kickstarter. It's Carrot with a K. And I'll make sure that the link is in this if you're watching this after not Wednesday evening or Thursday morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. But now, because there's no easy way to do this, I'm just going to hard cut end it and say, go do what's good for you, punks, and make some artwork because we want to see it. PJ, good seeing you, man. We're out of here.
It was lovely. See ya.
Mm-mm.